Hello, darling. Good to see you again. So, I don't want you to become too moon boy or moon girlish, but if you want to trim the wallet sacrifices from non-serious money out of our PulseChain and PulseX counts, then you get wildly higher fair value guesses, and it's like drastically huge. So my original video is PulseX doing a 49x. Now, what I noticed is, of course, I've expected this. In my video, I said, hey, this is a conservative number, number one. Number two, I know it's conservative and it's fair value. And then I said number three, and I can show you many examples where we break above fair value by 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 times in a bull market, okay? And I explained, I know it's wrong, I know it's probably going to blow higher, but I care about you. You are the people, I am you, okay? We are one. So I'm here to help you. I don't want you dreaming of 200x when we're up at 65x, okay? I don't want you dreaming of that. Why? Because you become a coper. If anything changes in the market, you think, okay, well, just going to hold out, man, and I'm not going to take any profit, right? So I don't want you to fall victim to that, right? And people also say to me, hey, if you tell everyone this, doesn't that mean it won't happen? Well, now that we understand networks and Metcalfe's law, I already know my voice will be drowned out when these numbers happen, because people think, oh, we're just going to do 100x. No. To do 100x, you got to get 10 times more people, okay? That means I get diluted by a factor of 10. That's like if I have an audience of 10,000 people, right? That's literally like I only grab 1,000 of them and I start talking to them, and I leave the other 9,000 in the dark. Do you see how much of a power impact that is? So once you go from 10x to user base, my voice will get drowned out. New people will come in, okay? That's what happens. That's just what happens every cycle. It happened to Bitcoin, happened to Ethereum, happened to every single coin, Doge, everything. That's just how network effects grow, right? That's why crypto goes parabolic. So with PulseX, we have some nice juicy data here. We're going to go through my post here, okay? So I had to do an updated repost, okay? So if you count right, only 75,000 people sacrificed more than $100. Isn't that nice? So 75,000 is still quite a bit. It packs a punch. However, the original number, friends, is 140,000. Now, because we don't have enough studies on Metcalfe's law and crypto moves so wildly crazy, right? It really moves like a wild, wild west. In my video here, right? In my YouTube video, I specifically said, I go, look, man, I would rather use the most conservative estimate, okay? Because I care about you. If you're sitting there with like $300, right? But you've got like 30,000 in savings. I know a lot of people out there like that, right? I don't want you dreaming of your 1000x, man. I'm not saying we can't get it, but I don't want you dreaming of it, okay? Because now you're treating it like a lottery ticket. And I've already told you, crypto, this is fruit. You understand this? And it's hanging low, okay? See this fruit? It's hanging low. And people are coming and they are eating it, okay? Yum, 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 yum. What about this guy? Yum, 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 yum. I've been in markets for how much? Oh my God, 12 years. Okay, friends, whenever something is remotely easy and it's paying a lot of people, the low-hanging fruit gets eaten faster and faster and faster at an exponential rate, okay? So this low-hanging fruit, these juicy, juicy cherries hanging out, they will get eaten faster, okay? So this 100x, 1000x stuff in crypto, they're rare, okay? So what I'm not saying this is going to happen, but what if PulseChain and PulseX and Hex is the last bastion of our hope to do this, right? What if too much regulation comes? What if just the market gets so much smarter? I saw it happen. So I don't want you sitting on your $300 when you could be like, going more aggressive. I want you to go more aggressive, okay? So now that we know we used to have 140,000 number, and I would still rather you expect that, right? I would rather you assume 140,000 is a real number. We can go play around and say, okay, you know, now we have, I'm going to read this, right? You know, my 49x conservative fair value, it gets smashed, right? And actually calculate it later in the thread, right? So I mention again here, I want you to be aggressive, man. So I have the chart here. So I have the graph here, and you can actually see, right? We can see on the left-hand side here, friends, you can see, man, that these two parts are like, look here, $1 and $100. So you can pretty much assume, yeah, there's a lot of dust. They're not really, you know, maybe they're just people like, I'm hoping a lot of those people have more in their wallet, but they just like threw it as a lottery, you know? That's what we want. We want people to throw feeler amounts, like $100 when they really had 10,000, you know? Because that means there's more in their wallet to place in. That actually increases the value, right, of our potential. So what ends up happening next is we're going to go through the thread, the rest of my thread, okay? And we're just going to see, okay, look, I explain it for peanut brains because you want to know, okay? So the lower the number, the better. Right, the lower the number, the better because it means you're more early. So instead of 140,000, if you remove those like 55,000 dust, you get about 75,000 people, which is, it's great. But just got to tell you, man, it's moon maths. All of it is moon maths because we're just guessing, man. We're guessing. So it's like when you buy a company, it's like, you know, are people going to want to drink Coca-Cola in 10 years? And how much, you know? Are they going to go from like 3 cans a week down to 2? Like, you don't know, man. You're just guessing. You're just guessing. Just like I'm telling you here. Okay, I think we can get to 1 million users of PulseX, right? But if the real number's 2 million, man, I get blown to pieces. And also, if we only hit 300,000, my numbers, you'll laugh at me, okay? So it's just like, it's like a guess. Where are you going to land? Like, no one could have imagined in their mind Shiba Inu went from 1,000 people to 1.2 million in less than a year. Okay, this is the crypto miracle. And the only reason why no influencers talk about it is because most of them are boomers. They missed it. They all called it a scam. Yes, every single one. Name me a person. Name me a single person on YouTube, and I'll tell you they called it a scam. Okay, I was there. I saw all the Q&As. I saw all the comments. I saw them get asked. Talk about this SHIB thing going on. They all said it was a scam. And I was laughing the whole time. I was like, oh my God, wow. Everything that I thought would come true, came true. These influencers, they're all getting paid under the table. They're doing VIP paid subscriptions. They're not giving you this information that I'm giving you. I'm here to help you, okay? I got scammed. I got destroyed. I'm here to show you the way, okay? I put on the gloves. I said, you know, my gloves, they're actually mittens. And yes, my fluffy slippers are on too. And we're here to fight, okay? So we're playing the game. We're playing it live. We can start from 75,000 people. This is, look, if we scroll down, basic calculations, okay? So this is what we're about to read next. This is what happens. So you just do, if you tell, I'm telling you, I'm saying, oh, I think PulseX can get to 1 million users, right? And we're starting from a base of 75,000. So you're increasing it by about 13.3x, right? So you just do 13 as a round number. And you know by Metcalfe's law, you just square it for the price increase. That's where you get your 169x increase, right? But this is wildly like guessing, right? So what if you said to me, oh, how come, okay, you said to me, okay, what if it's 2 million people? What's the number there? Well, your numbers get absolutely ridiculous. You do 2 million divided by 75,000, you get your 26x squared, you got your 693x, you know? So the numbers get astronomically huge. But that's crypto. That's why crypto moves the way it does, you know? This is rough around the edges. Yes, it might be off by a factor of 10. There's all these things to consider. No matter how many times I explain it in the video, people still don't get the main point. The main point is, I mean, I said every single time, I keep saying, the main point of these videos is, the main message, friends, is crypto moves parabolic. When users come in, you're not going to get your 2, 3, 4x, okay? If you're growing a lot of people, you're going to square it. And it doesn't have to be exactly a square, you know, but it just moves a lot, okay? So taking your 20% and your 50% and your 2x, you are sitting here acting all arrogant like you're going to be doing this for the next 10 years. I will stop you right there. Firstly, sit up, straighten your back, fix your posture. and just listen to me, okay? There is a long list of bodies in the graveyard of people who I traded with who did not take advantage of the low-hanging fruit. They took advantage at the start, and they overspent their money, and they thought the good times would last long. Even I was surprised how fast the good times would go. The sad part is, by the very end of it, I started predicting very accurately how long the good times would last. And man, were they short, friends. It was just like, okay, we got like 12 months and that's it. It's just going to go really bad, really fast. And it started happening like that. So I'm telling you now, when I think about crypto, I'm not saying this is like the last chance to make 1000x, but this might be your last chance to get your 10, 20, 30x, and it might take even longer. It might make us wait till 2026. You see how we're like stretching instead of 2025? We might actually have to wait like the whole year of 2025. Maybe it only gives it to us in December. Maybe we have to go to the first quarter of 2026. We're so slowly stretching, okay? People are getting smarter. So I hope this happens, man. I hope we go from PulseX, 75,000 to 1 million people. We get 169x. Fair value. Remember, that's fair. And you know, from my previous examples, Bitcoin at one point pumped 10x above it. Another time it pumped 8x. Another time it pumped 4.5x above it. Doge hit 6x above its fair value. Hex in the previous bull market hit 6x above its fair value, right? But I showed you one video. Cardano hit its fair value and dropped. It literally hit around its fair value and just stopped. And I was like, whoa. I mean, I knew eventually we are going to find something like this. But that shows you, friends, if you hit fair value and you don't get anything out, you're gambling, okay? I know we're all gambling just by even being here, but there's data here now. Like, I found something that was as religious as Cardano that hit around the fair value and just, like, that's it, like, dropped like a sack of potatoes, okay? So, you know, yeah, it's only like a data set 1 out of 4, but hey, it's not 0, okay? There are examples now we're like, whoa, man, something went actually towards fair value and it did not go euphoric above it. Isn't that crazy, right? So there's a lot of things to consider here. But you know, at the end of the day, none of this happens unless you get more people, right? So I have this star here, like just tells you, assume we adopt up to 1 million people. That's what you need, okay? None of this happens without that. So at the end of the day, all these numbers mean nothing. You need more people. You need the gates to open. That's why I always say, you need green monthly candles in Bitcoin and Ethereum. You need Ethereum above $5,000. You need Bitcoin over 70K, one or the other. You need maybe a Bitcoin spot ETF on the agenda. You need more tourists coming, right? You need the floodgates to open more. And that's it. No questions asked, okay? And people get upset at this because they say, well, I don't like this model. I don't like this. I don't like that. I know why, man. You want us to pump from everyone's existing money. Okay, that's what you really want. I know you want that because I want that too. Because I would love Hex. Let's go and show you this. I would love Hex with 150,000 stakers. I would love for it to go break $1. Or just by magic, we're just valued higher, right? There's no evidence to show that happens, okay? And the chances of that happening decrease over time because crypto isn't like 3 years old anymore. It's like 14 years old. And people are learning, you know, networks, how things go, liquidity, all this stuff coming in. People are starting to understand Euphoria. It's diminishing over time, friends. That's why you got to take it seriously. I already know people are going to get destroyed because they're in the blue chips. They're in the bluest of blue chips thinking they're going to get like the 20 or 30 or 40x, okay? It might disappoint them all, okay? But that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're in products that we think improve on the standard. They didn't reinvent the circle, the wheel, but we think the risk is worth the reward, okay? So we can start with a lower base from PulseX, you know? And you could do it from PulseChain too. PulseChain had 40,000 sackers, okay? So in PulseX, it was 140,000. So there's a huge difference in that, okay? Remember, PulseX, right, we started with 140,000. We were able to trim it down to 75,000, which is still great, you know? If we go to PulseChain, okay, there's a lot of wallets that did $100 or less, man. Like, I think Out of 40,000, look at this. If you add just the bottom here, you get 15,000 here. You get around $500. So you can remove 15 to 20,000, right? That's fantastic. Like, if we want to do this number calculation live, I almost don't want to because it'll seem so wildly stupid that I don't think anyone will believe. And you know what? That's good. The more people laugh, it's actually the better, okay? I want people to laugh. We're going to do this live. So if you tell me, hey, PulseChain has 1 million people in the next 4 years, okay? In the next 4 years, we have 1 million people. Oh, man, this number's going to be big. And we're going to remove the bottom, let's say, for 15,000, okay? So we actually have a real user base of 25,000, okay? Okay, you ready for this? This is going to be 40x the user base. You have a 1,600x. Whoa! You know what? I'm going to make this the title of the video, and everyone's going to go click, 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 click. And that's where the number comes from. That's where it comes from. And the first thing people are going to do is they're going to say, hey, that's impossible because we have a $670 million market cap. So that would put us at 1 trillion, right? And then I would say, well, what if Richard Hart owned half of those coins, okay? What if he owned half of those coins? Okay, now you divide that by 2, all right? Maybe there's a lot of hex money thrown in here. Now you're down to 500 billion, which is still enormous. It's still enormous. But then you got more assumptions, right? What if crypto grew to like 12 trillion market cap? You know, I said the next 4 or 5 years, man, 2023, here we go, 2028. What if we did, man? What if we grew up here somewhere? You know, 10, 12, 20 trillion. Can PulseChain be 500 billion of that, you know, of quote unquote real market cap? 1,600x. Look, I understand that number's big. I understand a lot of people will laugh. But you're missing the whole message of this. The whole message is you're early. Me and you, we can't control how high it goes. Whether it does a 10x or 100 or 1,000, you can't do anything, okay? So I just have this information here to tell you that you're early, all right? So you're already in. If you're not in, I would, Mrs. Me, okay? If it goes to 0, it's your fault. I would buy hex with my money. Let's say I wanted to put 5 grand in, right? Five grand, right? I would buy hex with the money. Let's say you get 100,000 hex, and I would write down, hey, I'm going to transfer 100,000 P hex when it launches into PLS within the first 7 days, okay? That's what I will do. It's up to you to do that, okay? So you've now known this main message could be 10x, could be 50, could be 100, could be 1,000. We don't know. You can't control anything. All of my moonshot winners, I understood this from the game, okay? I'm born for this, all right? You can't do anything except hold. You get in, you shut your mouth, you sit up straight, you drink your hot chocolate, you acknowledge that you have fluffy socks on, and that's it. That's all you can really do, okay? You can't do anything in between. Maybe you can help promote here and there, but when you look at the magnitude of the people that are going to come in, really it's almost out of your hands. Now you can help, but you know, this should calm you, okay? You don't need it. You're not going to get this return by, you know, oh, the RSI went up, I got to sell, then I got to do leverage and this and that. Nope. No. We are either sitting on a home run hit winner, a moonshot, or it's a dud going to 0. You don't know, okay? I've been in many coins where I thought, man, this thing is really going to kick off. Rugged. And then I've been in other stuff where I was like, oh man, this thing is going straight to 0. I go to dinner on a Saturday night, come back, it's pumped 8x in the bull market. I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? How come it's up 8x? Okay, so you have no idea. Okay, so this is a calming sensation for you, all right? Very calm. We can't do anything. If you're in, you have to sit on your hands. I don't want to hear you tell me in the next 4 years, oh, I sold half my bag on a 2x, okay? You're an idiot if you do. This is either going to make you or break you. That's it, okay? Asymmetric risk reward. That's how you got to play these games. Go and look at all the other ICOs and all the other coins and everything that happened, okay? You only got the pump when the Euphoria came, all right? So Final message now. I'm going to show you. The juice, this is a monthly candles, okay? The real juice came when you got the final monthly candles. Okay, this was 2021. This is when the real juice came. 1, 2, 3 monthly candles. I mean, here you got huge, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green monthly candles in a row. So that's all you're waiting for. When you look at how long it takes to get there, oh man, it's a lot of pain, friends. That's a lot of pain. I mean, when you're doing that timing, look at that, 1,000 days, and then it starts, and there's 150 days. Think about that. And by the way, you know of these 6 candles here, of the first 150 days, half of them are just getting started. It's actually nothing. So if you really want to take the juice, it's the last 3 candles, all right? Isn't that crazy, friends? Look at this. This is crypto. This is why you must have diamond hands. If you don't, you're not going to make it. So yeah, I'm telling you, you can't be a little prepubescent little girl crying in the corner. Yes, you have to sit here in the trenches with me for 1,096 days praying that the final 90 make up for it. Crypto goes parabolic. People get drunk on green candles. And yes, I promise you something. When Bitcoin and Ethereum are up here, people are going to think they're cheaper than when Ethereum was $800 and Bitcoin's 15K. I love you all, friends. Until next time.